Welcome back to Scooby-Dee. Now we're going to look at today what John Tech takes for a 4-day hike in October in the UK. Now we're looking at temperatures of about 10 degrees and we're looking at wild camping, and we're also looking at doing roughly about 15 to 20 miles a day. In kilometres that is, John?
Oh, don't do this. It's nigh on 30k to be fair when you've got it all in.
John Tech, obviously in kilometres, old school D in miles. So if you'd like to take us through your bag, John, what you've packed for the trip.
Yeah, let's do it. So we may find some surprises in here that I've actually forgot what I've got. But first things first, what bag am I using, right? So I've actually got the Osprey Kestrel 48 here. And I love the Osprey bags. I don't know what it is, but they have got it down to a T in terms of just everything you need on it. So on the outside, I actually just have a Decathlon bit of foam, which is basically my sit mat while I'm out and about. So anytime you rest, take your boots off, you've got something comfy to sit on. Works really, really well. And then round on the back, I've actually got a little mammoth holder for a smart water.
Could you give me an idea of the overall weight of the bag?
So with water and food, it comes in about 13.5 kilograms. That sort of weight, right? So I started off putting way too much stuff in this bag, and I've now toned that right down, so it's actually a comfy size for everything, which makes a huge difference to your day-to-day life while you're out hiking. So yeah, that comes really nice and handy just for water drinking while you're going along, and I tend to put a bit of cordial flavour into that, which makes it a little bit nicer and a bit of a difference. We've then got a 3-litre MSR Domodry. Probably saying that wrong. Comes from the whole camels with one hump. But there you go. Really robust, works really well. Clean it after every time I use it, and fantastic. I've had it for nigh on 10 years and no leaks, no breaks, no nothing. That just slips nicely in the back there. Then in the top of the bag, I've got a few little goodies. First one being this is just my sunglasses. So even though it's October, it only became in use one day in the end, but bloody useful to have, so you're not squinting while you're doing those long days hiking. And I'm prescription, obviously, so that flips over from those. Got my first aid kit, which I won't go into detail with what we've got in here, but for 4 days I've got slings and all sorts that just kind of cover you off for anything that may happen. A few pills like ibuprofen and stuff like that. Really not too bad a size, to be fair, and reasonably light. Then on top of that, up the top there, we have got a head torch, which is a nice case, just to make sure that we don't have it turning on, so it's completely useless when you end up taking it out again. And in here I actually have a Pretzel Tikka RX, I think it is, which again, had for about 10 years, still absolutely bomber. I mean, as a backup for if that doesn't work, I've actually got a really small 35-gram Pretzel. So properly going for the military, if you've got one, you've got none. If you've got two, you've got one, right? So got that backup there. And then delving on inside. So open up this first, and I've got this little the Kestrel has this nice little pack sack on the front, which makes it really easy to stuff things in. So I've got a really nice and light waterproof, which only got used on one day, so you want something light, but it is hard enough to be able to handle when you're carrying a nice big bag as well, right? Because you need something with a bit of hardiness. So I think this is a Haglof's less is more, LIM range, which just means it has literally the minimum you can get away with for it to be pretty damn good. So it's got a really good hood on it, some closures just for the wrists and stuff that keeps it nice and dry and away from the wind. but no extra faff. It's got literally one zip pocket on it, and that is about it. Got a sun hat, which works pretty well in the rain and in the shine, to be honest. Just keeps that off your eyes if you've got the rain coming down. And we got the woolly hat for when it gets really cold. So when we've been setting up in the dark or really early in the morning, good old woolly hat always makes a difference, right? Just gives a hell load of warmth. Something that I carried and did not use this time, even though I probably should have done, was some gaiters, right? So some of the stuff on the coast to coast gets really, really boggy. So having gaiters does actually stop it from getting into the top of your boots so much. So really quite important. Right, and then this pocket under the bottom here, we have a little toiletries bag. So no point in bringing any of these big ass bags that kind of have all the canvas on it. Literally just a Ziploc bag. Toothbrush, a little bit of toothpaste. Again, no need to take a whole toothpaste tube. And I've also got some lip balm, which tends to live in one of the side pockets when I remember to put it in there. We've got some Voltarol, which I've been having a bit of jip from my knee that's probably been mentioned on this trip. And that's basically ibuprofen directly to the place that you need it. So that goes on my knee at night and in the morning, and that's really, really helped. And then on there we've just got keys which get nicely secured. Now we're going into the main compartment. So this takes a little while. I forget how much stuff I actually take with me.
Yeah, very good. So this is years of practice, is it?
Yeah, honed over time. So everything that goes into the main compartment pretty much is in little waterproof stuff sacks, just because the bag itself isn't waterproof. It does have a waterproof cover, but that's still not, 100% reliable, right? So things that you really need to keep dry, make sure you got them in a bag. So in this one, it's just my electricals, right? So I actually navigate using my watch. So I've got a Garmin Fenix 5. There you go. But as a backup, I do actually have a dead tree backup map. Always wise, because if you get caught out, you don't want to be in a situation where you've got no power, right? So this has been fantastic. I've then got a power pack, and I attach all of the cables that I might need to that power pack as well, because you basically want to keep things that you're going to use at the same time together. Make your life easy, right? So that's that. And then when you're staying in a hotel or on trains, I've just got a little 4-way splitter for power, so you can go straight to the socket. Easy way to top up, super light, happy days. And that's that stuff sack. So then I've got all the fuel, keep the engine going, right? So clearly I took too much, considering we've still got quite a bit left at the end of the walk here. But in there, I've got things like a bit of trail mix, so some mixed nuts, mixed fruit, bit of chocolate, really keeps you going nicely. Also got, so these are the dried meals that we used. So I bought a few too many this time, well only one too many. But here we go with some dried meals. So these are the Summit to Eat, and they are fantastic, literally the best ones that I've found so far. Obligatory sugar, so we got some jelly tots, right? When you're feeling a little bit low in the day, whack it on there. And then from there, we've got a few bars left in there, but general stuff. Just lots of food to keep you going. Then got, just this is the clothes bag basically. Alright, so again, waterproof stuff sack, just so that you are sound with that. And we've got a down jacket in the top here. So packs down to basically nothing, but that is instant warmth. Whack that straight on. And then inside there we've got a spare pair of socks, really useful for the evening, just so that you've got nice warm dry feet. And then we've got some thermals in here, so merino thermals from Decathlon. So really cost effective, but work really, really well, just to add that extra bit of warmth to your sleeping bag, so you can get away with a smaller one. Okay. So both top and bottoms, fantastic things. And then on top of that, I've got one spare top, just so you're not absolutely honking for the entire time. But I only really use that in pubs actually in the end, because you may as well keep one clean for when you need to be a bit presentable. And that is that. There were some spare pants in there, I promise you, but they're all used and changed.
It's like Doctor Who's TARDIS, your bag.
Oh, it keeps going, doesn't it?
I don't know how you do it all.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do a bit more of a video at another time. I'll go into a bit more detail.
You even got a hot water bottle holder.
Zipping through this. So this is our little homemade cozy pouch, right? So one of the things you won't have seen in the food bag that we had was we actually made up some porridge in a freezer bag as well, which we use for breakfast first thing in the morning. And when you're using that, you're basically putting hot water into a little plastic bag, which burns your hands and makes it rather awkward to eat. So this little cozy pouch, you can put it straight in there, keeps it warmer so it brews quicker, and makes it really comfortable to actually eat from. So fantastic, not available on the market, at least yet. And then inside, we've then got the Jetboil. So the Jetboil itself, fantastic. And again, another thing I've had for about 10 years and works really well consistently. So this actually has its gas canister and everything you need to be fully cooking on gas, pun intended, all in that one little package. And then I think that is it for the top compartment. So we've then got to go into the bottom, which basically has all of my sleep kit in. So if I open these out the way, we've then got zip at the bottom, got a squeegee. So this is literally just used for overnight. If you get condensation on your tent, either on the inside or the outside, this just allows you to get rid of that straight away. So that saves you all the weight while you're carrying it. You know, why are you carrying wasted water? You only want to be carrying the water that you can drink. So that does that. We've then got, this is my sleeping bag. So this is normally in a waterproof bag as well, just to make sure it is 100% sound, but this time it survived without it. And this is another little decathlon, goes down to, what does it suggest? Only 10 degrees C as comfort. So we were actually sleeping in lower temperatures than that this time. But I find that I'm actually quite a hot sleeper, so I can get away with a smaller sleeping bag and take kind of 3 to 4 degrees off that, especially if you're putting some thermals on. And actually in here as well, I do have a silk liner that all just goes into the same thing. So all there, right? Then this fantastic trusty thing, Thermarest NeoAir X-Firm. So this, the biggest loss of heat that you get is to the ground, right? Because if you're using a sleeping bag and you're lying on it, you just take all of the air out of that, it'll suck the heat straight down into you. So this thing blows up in about 30 seconds and keeps you toasty warm and comfortable all night. And pretty damn small, right? And that also has a blow-up pillow in it. And then this is probably pretty much the last thing we've got actually in the bag. This is the tent, right? This is the thing to keep you warm, super light, it's about a kilogram. And that is a Lanshan 2 Pro. So no poles, clearly, because they work with the walking poles, which we haven't got with us at the moment, but that is the way to go. And then the last few things we've got in here are the ones in the little side pockets. So we've got some rubbish. This is the little squish cordial that I go and put in that little bottle I had on the right hand. Just gives you a bit of flavour and hardly weight again. Some tissues for those times you get caught out or a runny nose. And then to go along with the dead tree backup, we also have an old school compass, right? So you do need that to locate where the hell you are if you haven't got GPS and power. We've got a little Leverman, so everything you need in terms of some pliers to help you fix things, knife, so on, you know, standard multi-tool. And that's that one. And the very last pocket I think I have on this bag is this. So we've got some hand sanitizer, just for sanitizing, obviously. And we've then got some suntan cream, which we didn't use this time because it wasn't that sunny, and that is my wallet. So a bit of money, a few cards, everything, all done and gone.
Very optimistic on the English sun.
I know.
In October at 50
Going
plus.
for a 50 plus. It was just what I had in the house, right? So if anything, it's generally just for like your ears and nose that does actually get burnt while you're walking. So that is sum total of everything that is in John's bag.
Well, as you can see, John Tech, that name is not for anything. I think it's amazing how much it's actually fit in that bag. It just keep on coming out, you know. It is like Doctor Who's TARDIS. My bag's a lot more simpler, that being old school D, and I'm going to take you through that as well. Is there anything that you wish you had have brought?
No, nothing this time, to be fair. So we used everything apart from the gaiters and the suntan cream. So yeah. No, pretty damn perfect. Optimised.
And how many years has it taken you to optimise, to get that optimised? I mean, it's not something you can jump into, is it? Even though you can follow people's kit, it's specific to each trip you're doing.
So like even this time round, so the first time I did the coast to coast, my bag weight was up at something like 16 kilograms. And I thought I'd gone for some pretty lightweight stuff as well. And the biggest tip I can tell you is that it's not about the lightweight gear most of the time, it's what you don't bring.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that I put in there to begin with, like, oh, I had a lightweight hammer. Oh, great idea, I've got a great weight hammer for pegs. You don't really need that though, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually remembering the biggest weight that you save is the stuff that you don't take with you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks very much for that, John. And John's going to be doing a John Tech channel in the future, so we'll put a link in to the bottom in the description of this video.
Awesome. See you soon. What a route. I mean, the people that you meet, the places you get to see, definitely a great thing to do.
There you go. So if you haven't done the coast to coast, you should get on it. Controversial. Scones.
Definitely
Cream on burst or jam.